Hello, my name is Jessica Botha. I am one of the dietitians here at Hines. I'm joined with Kelly Zimmerman, one of my fellow dietitians, and today we are going to demo a recipe for you guys. It is a crunchy Thai chicken salad recipe from one of our very own VA cookbooks.
So the first ingredient that this recipe calls for is a bag of some kind of slaw mix. So I just found this at the grocery store, kind of all prepped and ready. This is one of those tricks we like just to keep things quick and easy, especially if you need kind of a quick meal. So we're just gonna go ahead and add this to a large bowl. So sometimes with salads, I like to just take a pair of kitchen scissors and actually just come in and just kind of chop it up. So we have our slaw mix in the bowl, and then we're gonna go ahead and cut up some of our vegetables. So one thing that the recipe calls for is one red or orange bell pepper. You can use whichever you like. The red tend to be a little bit sweeter. So with a bell pepper, you see it's kind of rolly, kind of moves around a lot. I'm gonna lay it on its side. I'm gonna have this nice claw grip here to stabilize it. And I'm just gonna chop off the very bottom end. So now I'm able to kind of stand it upright. It's nice and stable that way. And then with bell peppers, I like to just kind of cut down around the sides like this. So we did go ahead and pre-cut some of these bell peppers. So we'll go ahead and add those strips. And then we'll go ahead with our cilantro. We're gonna try and cut off some of the stems here, but with these more tender herbs, you don't necessarily need to get all of the stem off. You can still include some of it in the recipe, but we'll just kind of cut off just some of these longer portions here. And then I'll try to usually roll my herbs up, kind of in a little roll like this. And kind of just go down and cut across. So then we've got our cilantro. We'll go ahead and add 3 tablespoons of this to our salad.
So next we're gonna make the dressing for our salad, and we're gonna start with 3 tablespoons of lime juice. I've already put a couple in the bowl, but I wanted to show you guys a quick trick. So of course, if we're trying to get juice from citrus, we can cut it in half and hope we don't get the seeds in there as we squeeze it out. Or of course, you can use one of these guys to juice your lime. But if you don't have that on hand, I do have a fun little trick. You wanna roll your lime. You could also do this with lemons too. Kind of warm it up a bit, but then you can actually take a skewer and you can run it through the lime. Kind of create a little hole there, and then you can actually squeeze it and the juice will come out that way. All right, so now I've got my 3rd tablespoon of my lime juice in there. Next, I'm gonna add a 1/3 of a cup of peanut butter. And then next we're gonna add 1½ tablespoons of soy sauce. We're also going to use some rice vinegar for this dressing. So I'm going to use 3 tablespoons of this guy. And I'm going to finish that off with 1.5 tablespoons of honey. You can use any honey that you want. You know, sometimes you can find an infused honey that might have a little bit more flavor to add to it as well. Probably like an orange blossom honey would go really great in this recipe too, just to give it a little bit more taste. Now, of course, for making a dressing like this, you can use a whisk to mix it up, or if you have a bowl that's got a lid on it like this one, you can make it a little easier on yourself and just shake it up. Now that it's mixed up, I am going to whisk it just a little bit, just to blend it up even better. But now I'm gonna go ahead and put the chicken into our salad. And the chicken is great. So you can use leftover chicken breasts. You could shred up a leftover rotisserie chicken. Just like buying a bag of the veggies already cut up for you, you can often find bags of grilled chicken. refrigerated, cut up, ready to eat, ready to go. So that's a great thing that you can use in this recipe too.
If you don't eat chicken, you could also easily sub in some beans or tofu, maybe some fish. Those could be some other good protein options.
And so now I'm just going to fold all of that together. And then last but not least, you can top it off with some chopped nuts. You can buy nuts already chopped. You can use whatever kind of nuts that you want for this too. These are actually some roasted nuts that have a little bit of added flavor to them as well, just to kick up the flavor in the salad even more. So now that we've finished it off with some chopped nuts, again, you can really make that your own too. You can use some that are roasted, you can use some that are lightly salted, just to add a little bit more flavor. You can use whatever nuts that you like. But this salad is now ready to serve up to yourself, your family, and your friends. This can actually be refrigerated for up to 3 days, so it also makes a great little meal prep option too if you like to prep lunches throughout the week. This is gonna have some protein in there, some healthy fats, some veggies, so it's a great complete meal. So really great fast option for whether you need something to bring to work or something that's easy to throw together in the evening. But here you go. I hope you guys give it a try yourself.